Hello everybody, welcome to another one of my videos. Sorry, a little slow right there. I got some more replays for you. We're going to start off with a traditional versus traditional, but we have two replays after that that are traditional versus modern. I know some people have been requesting that because it is fun seeing a modern unit get cut to hell by, a traditional army. I mean, I find it satisfying myself. So let's go ahead and get to that. Start off with the traditional versus really can't talk right now. The traditional versus traditional, and then we'll move to the mods, and I hope you enjoy them. Not going to skip any of the loading screens because I've noticed that when I do that, I usually cut it out of the video, and that it can sometimes mess with the video. So I'm just going to leave it. Maybe I'll talk about the map. Well, okay, in this battle, I thought it was a pretty good battle. This map is alright. Like I told you before, you saw me do this map with a modern versus modern army, moving up tree lines and stuff, but I'm not going to do that this time around. I've never known really what to talk about during a loading screen, other than the map at question, but I just got done doing two traditional versus modern battles, so I've kind of forgot what the heck happened here. I'll probably remember when it gets to the screen.
Our hidden units have been discovered,
okay,
my
yeah.
lord.
Ooh, yeah, okay, I remember this one now. Let's go ahead and give you what's going on here. I went ahead and paused it because we got some action already moving along. We got one ninja unit in the trees over there, as you notice. On the side over here, I'm playing the decoy again, going with a yard cav and the decoy with two yard cavs in the forest. On this front over here, I got a Yari Ashigaru, Nagana attendant, Nagana warrior monk, Nagana warrior monk, bow warrior monk, Nagana samurai, Nodachi samurai, Nagana warrior monk, katana samurai, Nodachi sam, and my general. Pretty interesting battle. He brought some pretty interesting units to the field. I bought in the DLC, well, most of it at least, so I know what some of these units are. I love how people try to black out their thing to try to hide rank and unit, which is not going to work when I just hover over it. So people that do that, it's really not working. Over here he's got his bodyguard, mounted gunners. So he brought mounted gunners to the field. It's one of the DLCs you can get. Forgot which pack, but I do have that. Over here in the forest he does have a heavy gunner set. Those are pretty powerful. Over here though he has Nagana attendants, katana samurai, sword attendants, Nagana attendants, katana samurai, Nagana attendant, and Nagana attendant. He probably spent a lot of money getting those gun units out there since this is a traditional army. But let's go ahead and press play. Right here my units start getting engaged just a little. I popped them into stealth again though by using their little ability to do that. They have a 30 melee attack, only 13 morale though. He knows they're here now, so he's going to go ahead and try to pop them out again by moving his general across here. At this time, I completely just misused this unit. See what those heavy gunners do? I mean, that is ridiculous. What are they firing, cannonballs? But they completely knock down quite a few of my guys and kill a lot of them. I completely misused this unit here because, well, I was trying to chase down his general. I think that's exactly what he wanted me to do. So I just let his mounted gunners, his heavy gunners, just go ahead and shoot. So they didn't do a dang thing of what I wanted. This time he's going to run his mounted gunners behind my army and try to shoot a couple more guys, which he does. He gets a couple kills. Not a big deal to me. I really don't care. Go ahead, kill as many as you want with that. It's not going to do much. I don't really care. So I bring up my decoy Yari Cav and try to just push him away a little. Get the hell out of here. I don't like that he did that, but it's a tactic that's used, so why not? Whatever. Gets a couple shots on my Yari Cav with it, I guess, but not a big deal. So at this time I go, okay, he's not going to go for the decoy. He just wants to go straight up with these mounted gunners and these heavy gunners. So I just bring my other two Yari Cavs around, way around. I'm going to try to go way around his army here. Try to see if he even notices it. At this time I'm just going to sit here with my two bow warrior monks. Yeah, I brought two archers this time. I don't mind bringing archers. They're actually pretty good when you actually have someone that's worth a crap like this. So it works. Just you got to make sure you use them right, So they've been dropping his general a little bit. I think that has to also do a little bit with his heavy gunners. I think they got a couple shots his own unit. So yeah, so I start engaging his other gunners here because I really don't like these guys with their guns. Hey, look at that, look at that, look at that. He must have been rubbing his rims on the ground because he was catching fire there. He's going to bring up his heavy gunners, try to get some shots at my guys, which is fine. I really don't care how many shots he gets with these things, because they do some damage. They do damage, yes. They know how to clear a line pretty good, and they're throwing the crap out of my guys, but honestly, my bows are going to start tearing apart both of these units here, and overall, they dropped quite a few of my guys, but, you know, I'm able to handle it because his army really ain't built and strategically built that many of guys, you know. Over here he pulls out 3 Great Guard, a Yari Cav, and a Yari Cav, so he's got heck of a cavalry run up too, which I drag my Yari Cav back here to get him into my spears, which works, it does. And then I bring up my other 2 Cavs to go ahead and take care of his heavy gunners and his mounted gunners. Trying to find his heavy gunners. There they are. I go ahead and tell one to go ahead and attack this cav, the other one to go ahead and run into this over here. Works beautifully, takes care of both their gun units. My cavalry just got beat to crap because this is quite a big, you know, consistent of cav, you know, Great Guard and Yaris. But my Yari Ashigaru and my Naginata Samurai are going to go ahead and take care of that. His heavy gunners are taken care of, and so is his mounted gunners. He has 2 Cavs over here, you know, his Great Guard and his... No, just 1 Cav, just his Great Guard. At this time, I'm going to start moving my entire army up here in a second. Start pushing him into position like he is here. He's trying to go stealth with these guys, the Nodachis, here in a second. He's running, but he's going to start walking here soon with the very bright blue uniforms. So I'm going to start pushing my military to do the same thing. I tell all my Cav to go ahead and just attack his Cav, even though he has more and better Cav, like the Great Guard, to go ahead and get my both my Yari and my Naginata Samurai up there. This time I'm telling my whole army to go ahead and push up. These guys are just going to get their arse kicked because, you know, Great Guard's also good at melee. So I go ahead and push up all my units. I don't know why they do this whole line thing. I never tell them to take that formation. But, okay, sure. This time I pop everything my guys have. I pop, you know, stand and fight. I also pop rally and the other one. And I do all the, you know, special abilities that the units have. At this point I'm thinking, okay, he has Cav, he has all this. He's got a pretty good chance of beating me here. But I know his weakness. And I believe his weakness right now is the fact that he has crappier units on the front. You know, he has a couple Katana, you know, 1 Katana, maybe 1 or 2 Nodachi here. But other than that, I got, you know, these really ranked up guys here. Or at least a couple of them are. Like my Katana right here is pretty ranked up. That's a 27 melee on my guys, as well as these Nodachi on the side here. So they're going to go ahead and take care of all these front line guys. While one of my Katanas back here with my 2 bow units taking care of this Cav and this Naginata attendant that got around my guys on the side over here. At this time, a lot of his front line breaks. He brought his general's bodyguard in here to see if he can give him moral support or morale, you know, to his units, but instead it just gets him killed, which makes his whole unit break. Well, okay, guess he didn't die, but he did run out of there in time. But it didn't really help because the rest of his army already broke because they saw his general retreat. So for the end of it, he decides just to throw his general right into my units, you know, go out with honor. That works for me. You want to go out with honor, go for it. You're dead. I'm bringing about, you know, another 500 guys down your path. So in the end, it was a pretty good fight. He used his gunners to his advantage and did some pretty good damage in the beginning, but it didn't really bug me because I knew I had the overwhelming force. You know, maybe not in numbers, but I did have the power behind me. So there you go. You got to see the traditional versus traditional first. I thought it was pretty good. I'm going to get you some better close-ups here once we go into traditional versus modern. The close-ups there would have been a little tough because there's a lot of forest, and I want to make sure you see everything. You saw my tactic there, though. I made sure what type of army he had, just so I would know if I should be bothered by the fact that these heavy gunners are tearing through me. Once I saw the type of army he had, I was like, okay, let's go for it. I lost 849, but he lost 1,000 because I had the better troops. Doesn't seem like much of a difference, but it honestly is, especially when you already deploy more than him. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and give you unit kills here. My Katana Samurai got the most with 246, which is quite good. They're definitely worth the money right there. Naginata Warrior Monks at 115. No Dachi at 95. Let's go ahead and give you the Bow Warrior Monk stats here. One at 63 and one at 34. The 63 kills one, I think he did okay. He could have done better. The 34 one didn't do good enough. So I'm going to be a little cautious on bringing so many next time on a traditional fight. On his side, his Great Guard did 104. Mounted Gunners at 90. Nodachi at 79. Let's go ahead and find his Heavy Gunners. Let's see them. There they are. 36 kills. See, they look like they were doing a lot of damage and a ton of it. Especially at rank 9, you'd think they would. But they only got 36 kills. And that's not a cheap unit, I believe, at rank 9. So, not sure if it's worth it. Really not. Other than that, his units were kind of ranked up, but not comparatively. Because my Katana Samurai were more ranked in general. Yeah, he brought more ranked cav than he did people. So let's go ahead and move on to the next replays. People have been requesting traditional versus modern, so these should be good. A tip for people that are having troubles versus modern armies. Use line of sight to your advantage. This battle here is going to be a damn close one. So keep an eye out to what happens, because I may make a couple mistakes, he may make a couple mistakes, but overall I thought it was a good fight, especially the end. It was quite funny, especially the way we were talking to each other. We were actually having a good conversation about how we both screwed up. So this map, I've shown you this map before. Not one of my favorites, because it's either down or top. I'm going to go ahead and show you this right here. I put ninjas over here. He had his own ninjas over here, his own Kisho ninjas, which effectively were more ranked than my ninjas. My ninjas didn't have a rank, but he didn't have any higher melee attack. He must have put it all on his morale at 13. Mine's same as his, except for 12 morale. It's just one less morale. I really don't see anything else he would have put it in, so I have no idea what he did. I have no idea. So, and I have my other ninja unit over here. Before I go ahead and press play, I'm going to give you what we got for lineup over here. I brought quite a few cav this time around. 1, 2, 3, 4 Yari cav here. With another one, Katana cav right here. This is the distraction unit. Hey, look at me, I got one Katana cav. Come get me. That's kind of obvious when I'm sitting right next to a bunch of trees, but whatever. I think I already said the ninja up there, so I'm going to go ahead and move over here. I brought a crap load of just crappy units, just on purpose, because with guns, you got to have a meat shield. So I brought sword attendants, Naginata attendants, and then I brought one of my ranked Katana Samurais, a Bow Warrior Monk, because they have a good range, 175, sword attendant, another one of my really ranked Katana Samurais, 2 Naginata Warrior Monks, and then my general. On his side, he's brought Revolver Cav. Yes, Cav with guns. That's always a pain. Shogatai. Those guys are damn good, especially when they're ranked. He kind of throws his rank everywhere. Oh, damn, I would put it more just in the morale and the melee. Vermilion Bird Force. Another Shogatai unit. Shogunate Infantry. His general. He brought parrot guns, yes, artillery. So that basically gives this guy the right to camp, but he doesn't do too much for camping, because I go ahead and I'm going to show you what I do to these guys pretty quickly. And then I believe he has some cav in here, some 2 cav, I think. Yeah, and then he's hiding a ninja unit somewhere over here. So let's go ahead and play this. Let's go ahead and get into the battle up here. What a dark battle. We were both surprised that we both put ninjas in this little area right here. His ninjas has already dropped 23 of mine. My ninjas has dropped 31 of his. So my ninjas are technically doing better, but he's going to start using his artillery on my ninjas, which is going to cause my guys to go and retreat.
Hidden units, my lord.
His hidden units are his cav over here. He has 2 of them, a carbine cav and a Yari key. I'm going to go ahead and throw some bombs into his units while he shoots at me. Which is going to effectively distract his carbine cav while they reload. Only kills a couple of them, which then allows me to run my Kishos into his carbine cav, which is, if you notice, just dropped a good 20 of them alone. So I effectively am kicking the crap out of his carbine cav. I've noticed that I'm saying effectively a lot. I'm going to throw my katana cav straight into his artillery. He's going to get a couple good hits with his artillery and his Shogun and infantry here on the side, but it wasn't good enough to stop my guys, so they come in and go ahead and take care of his artillery. This time he's going to go ahead and take his cav here, this Yari Key, and take really good care to my katana cav. I still have yet to pull these my Yari cav out of the forest because I'm using them still as a, you know, a game changer basically. His ninjas did break, but they are coming back into the battle. My ninjas just beat that revolver cav, or carbine cav, so I'm gonna go ahead and push them into the back of his cav here, his Yari Key, which again is very effective because these ninjas have a ridiculous melee of 25. So currently his ninjas are my ninjas are dropping his guys pretty quickly. Over here he's going to bring his ninjas back into the battle. He looked like he was going to do a bomb throw, but he didn't. That's why I was backing up my katana swingers here, because I didn't want them to get completely just wrecked by this ninja unit. So instead I just go ahead and decide, I'm going to go ahead and push him in. I got an 18 melee. He only has a 16, so I'm going to go ahead and kick his ass. Which I do. If you notice, half his ninjas just got their heads chopped off, which forcibly puts them into a retreat. They are done for. Actually, doesn't put them into a retreat. It puts them into they're all slaughtered. If you've noticed, all their ninjas... Oh, no. 3 of them got away. So, most of their ninjas are here gasping for breath and bleeding out to death. I'd call that perfect. That's the way a ninja should die. So, good for them. So, as you see, their ninjas right there just got pretty wiped out. But I did not notice this unit here. I was too distracted with making sure his artillery was done with and making sure his ninjas right here were done with. I did not see this unit at all, but they're just sitting here having a field day, I guess. He could have used this unit perfectly just to do a nice charge in the back of my Katana Samurai, but he doesn't. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't see it. I don't care. So at this time, he's going to pull out another, he's going to pull his revolver cavalry around, as well as his other cav. They're going to go ahead and start heading this direction. Let's go ahead and put this into a little bit of a fast forward real quick. I'm noticing the way he's moving his troops. He's setting his Shogutai up pretty interesting. He knows my guys are over here because he sees them. They're not really hidden. At this time, he sets up his general and one of his calves over here. So I go ahead and type surprise. He goes, holy crap. So 3 of my calves are going off this direction. One of my calves heading right into this cav unit here. My other calf's going V formation into the back of this Vermilion Bird Force. I went ahead and had this cav try to chase into this cav here, this Yari Key. I believe these 3. No, 2 of them. While one effectively went after his general. His Vermilion Bird Force, they're down already 50 units. Not bad. Over here, his other cav, they have revolvers, so they're a little bit more effective up close than my cav because they just shoot my guys point blank. But I am dropping them pretty well. They're at 39, 38. I go ahead and get a nice little cavalry rush in the back of his general. My cav are all over the dang field right now. They're everywhere. Because my cav ran into the Shogutai force right here, which dropped a good 121 of them. No, 111 of them. Sorry, my bad. Which, no, actually, that's continuing the drop. Never mind. So I'm dropping quite a few of them. He finally gets his ninja back here because I'm killing his general. He throws him into my Naginata Warrior Monk, which, okay. Go ahead and throw it into my unit that's not ranked, which I don't care about. You have the right to do that. I effectively help wipe out his own general, which he effectively helps wipe out his own general. These guys here shooting into my cav literally just shot his general. So that general's going to be pissed off once he gets out of the hospital. I now throw the rest of my cav into this Shogunate force here. My other cav over here got beat. Now he throws his ninja into my cav. At this time, he's he's saying "ha ha" on the chat screen. Well, I'm like, yeah, dang it. So at this time, my general is actually beating his ninjas because my general has a 26 melee. I don't really think you're going to do too well there, but he's doing pretty effective. He's already dropped 20 of them. So I decided to go ahead and throw my Katana Swingers in there and my Nagana Warrior Monks, which effectively, wow, I really am saying effectively a lot today. Okay, which wipes out their ninja unit. Pretty nice, too. He just got ran over. At this time, I go ahead and decide to tell my whole military to go ahead and push forward. I know they still have guns up here. Quite a few, actually. It's only 2 units of guns, but that's still quite a few. My crappy units, like the sword attendants and naginata attendants, have no chance against the Shogutai units. But as long as they can take the, the attack from the guns, my guys here, the naginata warrior monks and my katana samurais, can do a bit of damage. Which they are taking a pretty good hit here. They're the ones taking the damage, the sword attendants. But thanks to me running uphill, it's taken me forever to get to this unit. So I really screwed that one up here. I really screwed that one up. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and bring my general up and around. He's not going to really notice this. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and reposition my remaining Naginata warrior monk and my katana swingers right here in this mountain, as well as my bringing out my bow unit here.
Shameful display!
So now I'm in combat with most of the units on the hill, which, thanks to these Shogutai units, I am just not doing too good. Doesn't matter how ranked my katana really are, even though they have a lot better, melee than the Shogutai units, I believe. Yeah, because he seems to be throwing his points everywhere. I tired my guys out. I brought my general in for a charge here. Not smart. I just threw, my last remaining 12 guys and my general right into this gun unit. So that really wasn't smart on my part, but I did it just to try to get them off their tail, which worked for a minute, but my general was, killed. I brought my warrior monks up right here to get some bows down. I really didn't have to bring them that close. I could have set them back here for, for crying out loud and got more shots. My entire melee force up front here just got beat to crap thanks to these Shogutai units. And now these guys are going to start shooting down these guys here and then start shooting at my bow warrior monks. At this time I go, okay, these guys are way too important. They have a better range than any of these guys. I'm going to go ahead and pull them back. At this time, he's going to start chasing down my bow warrior monks because he thinks that's the last remaining unit of my army. He's going to start chasing them down with his Shogutai units. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of fast forward here. So I'm going to go ahead and, position them, set them up. At some point, he goes, okay, this ain't a good idea. I'm not going to charge him with my Shogutai. He's probably hiding something here. Why else is he dragging me into the forest? And then he discovers my units with this Shogutai force. So he's going to go ahead and push this Shogutai back here with his guns. He's going to line them up effectively. I'm going to go ahead and charge my warrior monks and my katana samurai down the hill while keeping my bow warrior monks in a position to go ahead and shoot. They did that whole stopping thing like they just hit an invisible wall again. That really ticks me off. Because it's like, why are you stopping? Charge! So, so here goes the charge. As you can tell, a lot of the Shogutais just bit the dust. But so are a lot of my Naginata warrior monks. I mean, I'm dropping a crap ton. I just dropped 62, 63. But my katana samurais are going to be the main effect here. I just took care of the smaller Shogutai unit. Now I'm taking care of the bigger one. Dropping them quite quickly. Not as quickly as I was hoping. He's dropping my guys pretty quick too here. My guys stick with their morale though. His guys are starting to waver. My bow warrior monk just broke this Vermilion bird force up here. And then these two units just go ahead and took care of this last Shogutai unit. With my bow warrior monks continuing to fire down on there. At this time I go ahead and put them in scatter formation or spread out formation and line them up in front and tell them to charge. Trying to get as less casualties as I can while doing the charge on this unit. Oh! that was brilliant. Oh man. So I get effective charge on their last remaining unit here. They're Shogun and infantry, but they have a pretty no, they don't. They don't have a decent defense or attack melee-wise. But for some odd reason, they beat my katana, which forcibly made my Naginata warrior monks just decide to say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, let's get out of here. Thanks for the fight. It was fun. So at this time, my last remaining unit is against his last remaining unit. I have bow warrior monks with the 175 range. He has his Shogun and infantry with the 125 range. I got the advantage. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of this unit here with my bows. He's just going to sit here for a second and shoot at my guys as they run away. Probably should have told them to stop that a little sooner. So he's like, okay, I need to push forward a little bit so I can get a shot on these guys. Which is going to help me kill more and more of their guys with more arrows coming down on them. Now that's got to be a pretty scary sight. Running towards a unit and you just see a bunch of arrows flying in the sky, which I haven't seen yet. Where are they doing? There they are. So they're going to just continue laying down arrows. I'm hoping they don't run out of ammo anytime soon, you know, because that wouldn't want to be a fight I want to do. He's going to continuously try to reposition him to where I can't get any shots on him. But if you notice, I have a very good range with these guys. So I'm just going to keep shooting down on them. I effectively missed there. Yay, I'm going to use effective again. He's going to go ahead and push his units up the hill here. Going to go ahead and get a couple more shots, you know, a couple more kills, light the guy on fire, stuff like that. Just, you know, everyday things. He's going to go ahead and run over a bunch of dead horses. My guys are going to completely miss on their next shot. He's just going to keep on retreating, hoping to get a better angle of attack, but there's nothing he can really do. What he should have done in this position was move his guys into a forest and go hidden. That would have made me have to get really close, which would have made them shoot me. This time he's going to move again right here. My guys are in range, but they're not going to shoot for some odd reason. So I got to move them a little bit again, and then here we go. Now they're going to start shooting. So go ahead and watch the final part of this battle. Oh, look at that arrow. Oh. Oh, ow. Yeah, that would hurt. These guys are pretty frickin' accurate with these arrows, especially when they're running. They can rainbow these shots and hit pretty well. So. Oh! See, that's got to be pretty freaky. You know, a gun, you can't see the bullet really coming at you, but an arrow, you just see that big old metal, you know, spear, you know, coming right at you, that shortened spear, basically, just flying right at you. So at that time, their unit, he tries to charge my guys to get in a gun position. At that time, I effectively, again, using that freaking word, killed them. As you can see, the arrows going into the back of these guys with blood flying everywhere. So I hope you enjoyed that battle. If this wasn't in the way, it'd probably be a pretty good screenshot, or a pretty good, you know, wallpaper of some sort. So, but it is my way. So let's go ahead and show you the unit stats in this one. I thought it was a pretty good battle. It was close. It was a lot closer than it should have been. He misused his artillery for one. We both had our ninjas in the same area. I couldn't even imagine doing that. He misused his other ninja unit by not attacking my power units. He then, I don't know, I mean, he just wasn't attacking my bow unit when he had the chance to, when they were lined up pretty close to him. Let's go ahead and see what we got kills here. Yari Cav at 135, Bow Warrior Monk's 108. Now that is the way a Bow Warrior Monk should be. Katana Samurai at 97, Yari Cav at 83, Kisho Ninjas at 83. This Kisho Ninja didn't do pretty good. It was only 38 kills. Oh well. Sword Attendants and Nagata Attendants did their job. They took the brunt of the attack. They did their job, but it effectively, why am I using that word so much? They didn't do, no, the guys behind him didn't do what they were supposed to. On his side, his Shogun and Infantry got 300 kills, Shogatai at 258, Vermilion Verd Voice at 246, Shogatai at 169. He got a lot more kills on me, but that is because I brought a lot more men than him. I brought probably 640 more men than him, so that is why it seems like he got so many more kills than me. I lost 1,300, he lost 995. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and move on to the next traditional versus modern. I hope you enjoyed that battle. I thought it was pretty good, you know, pretty nerve-wracking at the end there. Ugh. So let's go ahead and watch the final one for this video. This map. You've seen me do this map before too, I believe. I think you're going to see me do every map soon because there's quite a few maps online, but not really that many. So for an RTS game, it is quite a few. I think they need to release like a Steam workshop for this game and let people make their own maps. It wouldn't be too difficult. It's just terrain maps. It's not like cities or anything. So, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Let's go ahead and give you what we got for units here. I didn't bring any ninjas. Yay. I brought mounted gunners. Like I said, I do have them. And they're pretty little whiteness. Let's go with, on this side we got Yari Cav, 4 of them. Nope, 3 of them and 1 Katana Cav. On my right here, I'm bringing another Bow Warrior Monk. Yes, I have a fascination for them right now. Seems like when I get a fascination for something, I bring a lot of it. 2 Nagana Attendants. Nagana Warrior Monk, 2 of them. One of my best Katana Samurais, which is the Unstoppable unit. And my General. Doesn't seem like that big of a military. But again, I brought quite a few Cav because it's a modern unit. You don't bring Cav, you're kind of... you could win without Cav, especially on a map like this, because the line of sight is the biggest pain in the ass, and I'm going to use that to my advantage. At this time, I just have my mounted gunners out here. He can't see these units. He's trying to rush up 2 of his Yari keys up to take care of them. So now you know he has 2 Yari keys on the left. He has 4 black bears. Katana Kachi here. 2 spear levies and another black bear right there. As well as an infantry day marine. So, no, 4 black bears and an infantry day marine. Alright, there we go. He has Cav over here. Yari key. I think he's walking, but for some reason it's not showing him hidden. So, okay, that works. Let's go ahead and play. Watch what happens here. I think I put off a pretty good come get me type of thing. I was hoping these guys would shoot this line here before they got to him, but I guess they're just having too much fun realigning. So I did a little countdown and was like, okay, withdrawal. And I drew my Yari Cav up, which he did not see coming until right about now. Which works for me because now my entire Cav unit just sideswiped him. My mounted gunners only lost a couple. I tell them to go ahead and hold fire here in a second because they're kind of shooting into my guys too, which helps me lose quite a few of my own horses. My most ranked one lost the most right there. For some reason it lost a good chunk. It's down to 49 left. I thought that was a little weird. So I don't know what happened there, but okay. So now I have all my Cav units ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and drag off my least ranked Cav here and put them on this flag, or dojo. Get this dojo going. It's increased stamina and movement speed of all units. Now on the other side of the battlefield, I'm going to go ahead and move my units into a position to where I have the line of sight advantage. I can pop arrows over. They can't shoot me. Perfect. Remember on this map to do that. Line of sight is what you need. You know, you can do it in many positions. You can line up right here and have still a live line of sight, and they'd have to march right up over this hill with their guns, and you just charge them with your units. So at this time, I go ahead and position my heavy gunners over here and my other Yari Cavs right here. Let's go ahead and put this in fast forward here because it's going to be a minute. He's going to figure out what he's doing. I'm going to go ahead and move my gunners right here. I'm going to reposition my army over here and go ahead and set them up in this forest area to not only get them in stealth, but to also, again, I'm killing their line of sight. They have no line of sight here. So they can't shoot me. Even if they're lined up here, they wouldn't be able to shoot this unit because it's just the littlest line of sight loss and their units just don't shoot. I'm also going to have my bows set up here. I have them all walking now, so they're all hidden, so he can't even see them now. One of my Nagana attendants is going ahead and take the morale shrine, which he has. Once my bow units are in position, they're going to go ahead and start popping down a ton of spears over here. Let's continue on with the fast forward. This time he's going to go ahead and do the same stupid mistake over again. No offense to my opponent, but he's going to do it. He brings out his 2 Yari keys here and goes chasing after my heavy gunner, my mounted gunners. I'm like, okay, what are you doing? You just did this, 5 minutes ago, and it did not work. So you're going to do it again and give me more kills? That works for me. So I draw all my Cav into there, except for this unit and my gunner unit. I'm going to keep them out. Over here, I told my Nagana attendants to go ahead and just try to attack a little bit of this black bear, which, as you can tell, only killed one of their guys, so it was pointless. But whatever. I guess it kind of distracted the unit or something. I'm now laying down arrows into this black bear here, which I've already dropped a good 49 of them. Over here, both their cavalries have been beat. I swear I saw a bunch of choking dead people over here. Yep. I guess arrows is just a lot more painful than a bullet, huh? Well, no kidding. That's like saying a sword's not as painful. Now I'm setting a lot of their guys on fire, so we're going to have a bonfire, cook some burgers, and eat some hot dogs. I'm kidding. That's probably a little mean. I shouldn't insult people that die by fire. This time one of his little Yarikeys come back into the fight, so I go ahead and just take care of it real quick. He's going to try to march up this hill here because he knows he has no line of sight. My bows are going to keep on shooting. If you notice, I have my gunner set up and my Yariki set up like this, trying to do like a half pyramid, I guess you could say, or a pyramid, you know, because I know there's 2 spear units in here, but I just can't find them. I was hoping they'd pop out of stealth, but they're not. So at this time, all my hidden units have been discovered. I'm going to go ahead and set all my guys onto a charge, except for my bow unit, which he's not ready for it, because, well, yeah. Beautiful. So now we got 2 black bear units getting shredded by, well, my units. I now have my katana guys coming down at their infantry day marine here, which is a very powerful unit. I thought that was perfect having them come down on the infantry day marine, because the infantry day marine are the most powerful melee unit on the field right now. I rushed 2 of my calves here, my katana cav and the Yari cav, into the back of this katana unit here. And I rushed in my Yari cav over here into their general, as well as bringing my gunner unit into position to take care of these guys. So now all my units are engaged except for my general, and I'm bringing this warrior monk unit up right now. I just beat these 2 black bear units. As you can notice, they're mostly dead. A couple of my guys sitting there choking on their own blood. Not a problem, whatever. I've effectively brought... Okay, wow, I'm saying effective way too much. So now their units are crumbling. I'm bringing all the units down for support. I'm bringing my general around the left here to try to go ahead and flank on this black bear infantry. Their general has been killed. So I'm also bringing this Yari cav around to also charge in the back here. My arrows are engaging them. So everybody's engaging everything. I now have all my infantry units charging down this field here. I'm going to have my cav running in here. Oh, look at the people. Oh, look at that. He's got thrown like 40 feet. That was beautiful. Let's go and watch this charge here. That was a pretty nice charge. So right there, their entire little blob of infantry just retreated. This blob up here retreated. They're done with. So their entire army just got killed. I effectively, and I am going to use this word this time, used line of sight to my advantage. So always remember that. If you go on one of the maps that is really flat against a modern unit, you might as well just put your head between your knees in case you ask about it, because it is really hard to beat a modern unit on completely flat ground with no line of sight advantages for you. So now you know to use line of sight, because I showed you how to use it perfectly. Forced him up the hill, didn't force me to do nothing but charge right when he got close enough. So yeah, hope you enjoyed those last battles here. 3 battles. This video is now going to be ending, but I will show you the unit stats for that battle. Show you my most effective. Alright. We got 244 kills. My Naginata Warrior Monks, they did freaking awesome. Katana Samurai at 200. Katana Cavalry at 150. Another awesomeness right there. That's why I called them the Katana Death Machine. Bow Warrior Monks 142, which is beautiful. They did perfect. That was just perfect. That's what they should be doing. Yari Cav 113, 105. Naga Attendants got 102 kills. My Naginata Attendants, man, ooh, bravo. Moving up, my mounted gunners didn't do too well, but what can you expect? I'm not good at kiting like that with mounted gunners or revolver cav or any of that kind of crap. Their black bear got 88, Katanakachi at 75, General's bodyguard at 53, the Yariki at 45, Spear Levy at 41. So, like you see, my line of sight really helped, because these infantry units here would have never gotten as many kills as they did if it wasn't for that line of sight. They actually would have probably had all the deaths and no kills. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed the battles and hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next time.